welcome back to Saxthorpe Farms. So we are back on Saxthorpe after the little diversion to the Oaks to do some work for Cartech, and we need to add in the 50 grand. The payment has not come through the bank yet. It's good for the cash, so that's okay. And we are headed to the store for two reasons. Always two reasons. The first one is that we have a bunch of kit up at the store that we need to pick up. I think there's a full set of mowers up here and probably the bale wrapper. And I ran a little poll on YouTube this week because I was going to buy, let's get paid by Cartech, shall we? That's the 50,000. I was going to buy the Deutz 6 series that I mentioned in the last video. And then I was having a quick scroll through the sales and I spotted this beastie. And so I was really tempted by this, but I wasn't sure I actually needed it. But to be fair, I don't think I need the 6 series either. So I ran a poll and I have grabbed a screenshot at the point I've started to record this, and I think it's 52% to the Fendt and 48% to the Deutz 6 series. So we're getting ourselves a Fendt. I think I'm going to buy it in the config it's here at the moment. I don't think we need or can really justify the cost of the extra horsepower. So we're going to get the 511 horsepower one. It's in EU config. I'm going to leave the standard tracks. The number plate, I still need to go through and sort them all out. So that is what it is. Let's just step back. So it's got 45 hours on it and it's 3 years old. So it's done some time. It's done some time, but it's 180 grand. The price difference is really small between this and the 6 series. So we now have ourselves a big fieldwork tractor. I think for what we're doing on here, it's not a stupid choice. I'm not going to say it's a sensible choice, but sometimes it's about having fun. So you know what? We're going to roll with it. Just like Oasis. So I'm going to use auto drive to send this guy back to the farm. I do like having the organized waypoints. That was really worth the bit of time to sort that out. And let's have a look at our new beastie. So yeah, 511 horsepower. I would not be surprised. Yeah, it needs a bit of a service. But that's okay. We can do that when we get it back to the farm. We're in our Fendt overall still that were provided when we brought the combine. So, you know, it's actually, it kind of works. We've got the Fendt combine. We've got the big Fendt MT now. And I do love a 2-track. So, yeah. And, you know, so we can get things. We can't actually because that's 615 horsepower, but we can get ourselves some bigger implements. I was half tempted to look at this, but I don't think we need it. So, or the Bethud. But the sort of thing now that I want to be looking for, probably, I'm actually not going to get bigger plows. I'm going to get another one of the EcoMat plows so that we can triple team the fields. But probably I would really like to get a big disc harrow. So we've got I think we've got the Cocklinger. Yeah, we've got the Cocklinger. So we've got a 6-meter disc harrow at the moment. It'd be really nice to go much bigger. And so we don't have the 615 horsepower for that. But we could get the 8-meter horse. I would like to go quite a bit bigger. So we go up to 10 meters quite easily for 90 grand. That's pretty good. If we look in cultivators, what can we get in a cultivator? We could get a 12-meter cultivator. We could get a 14-meter cultivator. We could get 15. I think we need to go 15. Yeah, I like the idea of the Valestad for 450 horsepower, 125 grand. So we're going to need to save up a bit of cash for that. And the same with cedars. Now we can probably go for a much bigger cedar. We could look at something like the 12-meter Avatar, which would be quite nice. And probably we could look at a similar size planter as well. Yep. It's a lot of money to spend out, but I think long term, it's the sort of thing that I want to get. And so having a tractor like that is a good idea. I'm not actually sure what we're going to do today. So I'm actually just recording the intro because I'm away and I wanted to get the tractor bought. I was excited. So we've got a pretty big cultivating contract. In fact, we've got a big cultivating contract that we could get the Fent working on with the cultivator we've got now. I feel like I should knock out the fertilizing contracts pretty quickly as well, and maybe the smaller plowing contract. So that's going to give us what, 40, 60, 80, probably about 90 grand. So we're going to get back over half of what we spent on the tractor. We've got a couple of harvesting contracts as well that we could run for soybeans. We could get all these contracts going probably. So the first job that the mighty Fent is going to tackle is towing the bale wrapper back to the farm. I didn't almost crash my new to us tractor. That was the thing that I was talking about in a video about the lag I get when I change. That's right, that was a Patreon video, so not everyone will have seen it. The lag I get when I change to first person view when I'm playing on the laptop. But yeah, I do love a 2-track. So this was kind of, this was a purchase with the heart. Purchasing with the head probably wouldn't have even been a tractor. So yeah. Maybe we could get it resprayed to look more like Deutz. Maybe not. Maybe we just keep it as Fent. We've got the Fent combine already, so yeah. But I am going to get this to work. We'll get back to the farm. I want to check the fields that we've got left to harvest. I know we've got sunflowers next to us, and we've only got the small sunflower header. I don't really want to buy a bigger one at the moment. We need to do some crop rotation planning as well. So we've got a bit of admin to get done. I think then I will probably get stuck into the contracts. Might be that I come back when those are mostly done. Or actually, I might just take you through doing those as a break from the harvesting, because we have done an awful lot of harvesting lately. I'm kind of curious where. Oh, there's our tractor. So let's bung the wrapper in here. For now, I have picked up some baling contracts as well, but we've just done baling on the Valley of the Old Farm. So yeah, let's jump out of here and get the mowers put away as well. But yeah, someone left a bloody great combine header in the way. Not sure who that was. And then some idiot just drove into it. Thank you, auto trailer locky thingy. It's a technical term. If you're not aware, it's a technical term. So we do have a spreader full of fert from when we were doing fert contracts before. So I'm kind of wondering, we need to do some division of labor, I think. So we had, we've got ploughing, fertilizing, cultivating, and seeding. Geez, I'm wrecking that header today. What I think is a sensible plan is we put the two 7250s on the plows and they can work together because they're essentially the same tractor, and that will work quite well, I think. So it's been a long day, okay? It's been a long day. It's the evening time. It's 5 p.m. and I left home for work at 5 a.m. and I was awake from about 3. Insomnia is that thing sometimes. So yeah, I woke up at about 3 and did not go back to sleep particularly. So was on the road at 5 to drive across the country for work, and then spent the day in meetings. So yeah, kind of tired now. Kind of tired. Which is why I said I'm recording the intro, because I might not record the rest of the video, but it would be really useful to get the rest of the video recorded. So those two are going to do ploughing. I think the 7230 I am going to hook up to the fert spreader that's full or nearly full. It might not be completely full. And I think the MT will put on the cultivator. I know it's overkill, but overkill is underrated. And that means we won't do the seeding. Basically, I don't want to put the AgroStar back on the fert spreader. It was poor thing was working very hard. So yeah, I think we have the bigger tractors out doing some contracting work. We'll ease off on the harvesting a bit. So, and actually, I'm going to run the Fendt on the cultivator because I think that would be kind of fun. So, let's grab the cultivator. So one of the reasons that I really like these tractors is they are very popular where I live. I think within about a 10-mile radius, there are 2 farms that have 2 tracks. One of them has a Fendt 2-track. I'm not sure which model it is. I've never been able to get close enough to see. And then I think the other one is running a Challenger. So, yeah. I just think they're really cool as well. Right. Let's have a quick check of our fields. So we did the canola last time and that's cool. So I think we've got soybeans and sunflowers left to harvest, and we've got 2 months to do the sunflowers and a month to do the soybeans. So that's okay. The soybeans are going to corn. The sunflowers are going to sorghum, which we can't plant until next year anyway. The canola is not in the rotation yet. And we now have, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 5 crops. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields. So really I need to expand the crop rotation by 2 or 3 crops. So I think I'm going to do that offline because it will take a bit of faffing and probably a bit of rejigging. So we'll do that another day, or I might do it in the between shots in the video. So if we jump in the 7230 first, so we have 13, 22, 24, and 27. So 13 we've got set up with auto drive. 22 we have, and 27. So that's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is jump in course play, clear the course. We're going to set a target position of about where auto drive is going to bring us in. We're going to set a field position just in front of that. We're going to generate a course, and I think, with this we only really need one headland with the 30 meter. We're going to start on the headland. We're going to generate a course, so we can then go out of that. We're going to be on first waypoint. We're going to pick our field, which is field 13. We're going to click the course play button, and we're going to send that off. So off that goes. These guys are going to do field 15, because field 21 I want 3 tractors running in, and I'm probably going to do off camera. So field 15 is there, and we don't have a point for it. So what I'm going to do is fold that up, and I'm going to send these to the field 13 entrance. And then when they get there, I will set the course up. So, and we'll set up the little bit of auto drive that we need as well. So, and then the MT needs to go off to field 12, which we do have a waypoint for. So should probably repair this first. Well, it's not going to affect it cultivating, so maybe we get it earning some money first. So let's send this off to field 12. It can just wait when it gets there. And this is the lead Deutz. So I'm going to intercept it. I'm going to put it in first gear, in drive rather than reverse, and we will head off to field 15, and I can sort out the auto drive route. Then I'm going to actually let the other tractor overtake me. It's right up my backside, doing 30 odd miles an hour, so it'll just park in field 13. That's fine. We're doing work for the farmer there anyway, so I don't see that being a problem. Can't believe I've been rambling away for 18 minutes and I'm just starting work. So, well, not work, but other work. Where are you going? Okay. Interesting. Anywho, so we are going down here, which is good. You turn in there, and you can wait. We actually have auto drive route that runs up here by the looks of it. So if you've not been following along, why not? And also, this is an auto drive route that I've created, so it's why it doesn't have every field mapped out, because I've just been doing them as I need to. And where's the entrance to field 15? Is it there? Okay. Where is the entrance to field 15? Maybe it's this end. That'd be really inconvenient. Not really, but So the FERT contract only going to take 14 minutes. I think the ploughing contract is going to take significantly longer than that. But it's not a problem. Once, there we go. Once we've got a bunch of FERT contracts to do. So yeah, it's really not a problem. The way I like to do these when I'm being more organized, which we will do now so I can show you how I've been setting this up. So I like to record a normal entrance bit. And what we're going to do is drive forwards a little bit so we get 2 waypoints, because that tells auto drive which way you're going. And then we're going to link, although it doesn't want to do the curve properly. So that's okay. We're going to link there. We're going to link there. I think we'll link off of that as well, just in case we need to, and drive into the field. We're going to do field 15 wait. I'm going to drive forwards a little bit. We're going to put a loop in to get us back out of the field. There we go. And we'll stop recording, and then I'm going to join it up to the road network. And again, it doesn't want to curve for me because of the fact that it's joining a 2-way course. So we're just going to join it up to the different waypoints. So, and then if I'm being really organized, which I'm going to show you, and I'll tell you how I do it as well, I like to create a secondary route around the field. This is more useful for harvesting. And what you do is hold down Shift and then right click. That will make it a 2-way route, which is less important for what we're doing here, but we're going to connect that way and that way. And then I drive all the way around the field, and then we connect it up at the other end. And what this does is, and in this field, it's probably going to jump onto that 2-way course, but it gives auto drive an easy way of getting onto the auto drive network if it's part way around the field. So I would not be surprised if auto drive kind of jumped, but let's get it set up, and you guys get to see how I like to set it up. If there are other entrances and exits to the field, I will usually connect those in as well, which is kind of a benefit if you're doing a big harvesting job and it's a big field. It gives auto drive a way of picking up the auto drive network a little bit sooner, so that's kind of useful. So like up here, is that, yeah, if I had a auto drive route running along this road already, I would then link things in. As I don't, I'm not going to, because I would actually like to get stuck into some farming. And so we've been now rambling for the best part of 25 minutes. So, but this shows you how I set things up, and sometimes you guys are interested in that. So I'm far from a real expert in setting auto drive networks up, but I've been learning, as you can see around that field, I've got a secondary course set up. I've been learning as I've been building the course for this map. I was going to do a video on, I started completely rebuilding the network on here, and I was going to make it a video, but I didn't feel like throwing away the work that I had so far in the end. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click on that point, and then that point, and then that point, and then that point. So that gives us a complete loop. What we can then do is I'm going to join that up to the way out of the field. Again, it doesn't want to curve nicely for us, but that's okay. We'll join that up to there as well, and that should be okay. Let's join that up to there as well. So that's kind of how I set up the auto drive network on a field. We need to get the other plowing tractor brought over, so let's do that. I'm just going to drive it over a little bit quicker. Don't look. So yeah, and then we'll set up a 2-vehicle course for course play. It looks like the fence made it up to the field, which is good. And I'm actually going to take a break then, because I'm starving. And did I say I'm away in a hotel tonight? I don't know if I did. And because I am running a 6-hour race at the weekend. I've brought food with me so I can stick to my diet. So I'm super excited about eating a bag of roast chicken and some nuts. But if I deviate too much, I'll get some stomach problems and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Right, so we're going to go in. Is that interesting? Maybe it's just... I thought I had the same plow as this on... It's VCA, isn't it? Let me just hit VCA. Okay, so VCA on here is picking this up as a 3.3 meter plow. I'm sure I have the same plow on Bilartho and it doesn't. Oh, right, we're going to go into course play. We're going to do 2 tools. We're going to do, I think, if we do 2 times 3, it gives us 6 headlands, which is 18 meters, which is plenty of room. We're going to start in the center. I'm going to increase the overlap a bit. And we are going to generate the course. There we go. So, yeah, that's that. This one is on left, which is what we want. I didn't pay attention to where the start was. Let's go back in. It's all the way over there. So, let's hit first waypoint. And we'll hit this button. So if you left click on the little clipboard down here, it copies the course into the memory so that we can then load it into the other tractor. Where's me start lollipop? I don't know why I think of it as a lollipop. We can then hit that button. We'll get into this tractor and we'll start the journey across. And now you can see that the green clipboard, or the clipboard is green. So if we now click on it, it copies the course in. We want this to be right one rather than left one. There's only 2, so you only get a left one and a right one. And we will jump or get over here. It's on the first waypoint, so we can just set this off. And it's quite good to have a little bit of a time gap between them because then they won't get quite so tangled up with each other, hopefully. And there we go. They are off and running. They are not leaving a gap, which is good. And I've done a whole load of two plow course play on here and it's been fine. So that should be okay. Let's just check on this guy is, I was going to say plowing through, but obviously it's not a plowing contract, but this guy is getting through this contract pretty quickly. 75% done. We can park the Volvo. We can park the Fendt. We can park the truck, although we might need that at some point. And our MT is up at the field we need to cultivate, and it looks like a big job. So I'm going to go grab some food because I'm really hungry. And the rest of this video might be like a more normal one where I do some stuff and chat because it's like half an hour and I've done nothing. So if I actually want to achieve something, I'm going to need to switch. So yeah, it might be that future me is back with you to get a bunch of these jobs done and earn back some money. I am making progress on the cultivating contract and really enjoying running the big Fendt. It's I think it was the right choice. It was definitely a purchase of, well, actually, it's your guys' fault that I've got this, so I take zero blame, you know? There were 200 and something of you that voted that I should buy this, so I have zero guilt, in fact. You know, it's your fault. I have jumped back on to record a little bit more because I'm getting to the point where the second fertilizing contract was done. So I'm going to grab both of those because I'm also getting to the point where I need to go to bed. So I don't want to finish playing with a contract finish because there's a chance that we'll lose it as we sleep. So it seemed like a sensible idea. I think I said I'm recording some of this on Thursday. Everything up until now has been recorded on Thursday, so it's the day before Fact Sheet Friday. There we go. That's that contract done, and we have got max discount on Broadland Ag, which is kind of cool. So let's stop this. Fold up, and there's a bit of road there that we can run to because we need to set auto drive to take us over to the next field. So we are headed to field 24, which actually might not be that far. No, it's just up the road. We'll do that. We can drive that far ourselves, and we've only used 2/3 of the fert load, so that's pretty good because that means we can hopefully do one more field off of that. That would be very cool. This is quite a big field though, so we might not get it done. Speaking of fields, and in particular field prices, so it was pointed out to me, I'm sorry I don't have your name handy when you get this far through the series. I had a comment from someone that was watching video number 1 in the series that he had just downloaded the map and his fields were a lot more expensive than mine. And I had a look at the map that I'm using now and the map that's on ModHub, and they were the same. So I then went back and watched a bit of the first episode. And it turns out that the pre-release version that I started on, that I brought the farm on, the fields were significantly cheaper. So we kind of got ourselves a nice startup bargain, I guess. I think of the order of maybe 1/3 or less of the price. So we got a bit of a bargain there, but the prices now do match what's on the ModHub version, so we're just going to go with it. You know, we're just going to go with it. So let's grab these 2 contracts that I have completed. So that's what, 25 grand, which is pretty nice. Starting to bring back some of the money that we spent on this beastie. So, which is running really nicely. When I am organized, I have the cruise control set so that I can drop it down to 6 miles an hour. We can make the turn nice and easily. I should probably be skipping rows, but I didn't feel like it. So the headland I'm running is, I was going to say quite tight, but actually that's probably a double headland this end because there's quite a big bank. So we're probably going to have to do 2 or 3 headlands, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. It depends, because if we finish the contract before we do the headlands, then I'm just going to take the money and run. So today, for me today, not you today, for you in the past, I released the video looking at whether you should lease for contracts or use your own kit. And obviously on this series we don't have the option because there is no leasing, but you know, the conclusion that I came to in that video was that it was better to use your own kit if you had it. Couple of things around that, I guess. The first one was you pretty much don't want to lease kit from the store to do contracts because it's really expensive. If you need to lease kit, use the stuff that they offer on the contract. It's at least half the price depending on how long the job takes you. And the other one is that, you know, depending on the kit you use, those numbers are going to vary. You know, you've only got to compare our tractors. If I jump in actually and have a quick look in the garage. So, you know, we've got the 27250s and they're almost 50% different in value. And that means that the repair bills are going to be about 50% different for the same amount of work. And so that's going to have an effect. And it could be that that means it costs more or less depending on the state of your kit. And for example, I suspect, I don't know actually, whether buying used, because, you know, this tractor's now worth 80 grand. We bought it for 170 versus, what is it? That's the 900, 385. I've not compared actually. I'm curious if anyone knows. I think the repair bills will be cheaper on this because it's an older used tractor versus if we brought it new, because I think the game will register that we paid a lot less for it. And the game works out repair costs based on those numbers. So, because that was an issue that Cartech and I had when we were doing our Western Wilds series. If you remember that series, we started with a reasonable amount of starting kit, and to make it so that that didn't contribute towards the goal of earning £1 million, I think. We had set the value of them to be £1. And the problem was, or maybe no, I'd set the value of them to 0. And we couldn't repair them because the game couldn't work out the repair cost. And so that wasn't based on the value of the vehicle, because we brought them new and then I edited the XML. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to tab out of the game, so we're going to lose game sound for a moment. But if I load up my save game and I am watching the screen on OBS on the side monitor that I brought, which is really handy when I'm traveling. That means I can actually see OBS as I play, and I need to go into the save game, not the recording folder. If we go into vehicles and I search for Fendt, if I'm really good when I'm editing this, I'll try and remember to put it up. Yeah, it's got the price as 179,000. So I think our repair bills for this tractor are going to be a lot less than if we bought it new. And that would have an effect on those calculations. Now, it would still mean that it was cheaper. I should put the cruise control back up. It would still be cheaper to do the job. But if, say, rather than... so a lot of those contracts used a Valtra T-Series. If rather than using a Valtra T-Series, I used a similar size implement, but I used maybe a Deutz, 230 grand, or I need to turn in a moment. We'll go back to that. So this video is going to have been pretty long, I think, because of the way I've recorded a lot of it. You're going to have to bear with me on that, because I need to try and get videos for next week done whilst I'm traveling, and I'm going to fail at achieving all that I wanted to achieve, but we're going to have got most of one done, which is pretty good. So yeah, so normally for me, Friday's a really good recording day because I work half a day on a Friday. Usually Kartek and I will do a multiplayer video, and I'll probably get a couple of other videos done in that sort of through the afternoon when I'm not working, before I actually stop doing stuff. This week I'm not going to get home on Friday till probably 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And Sunday, I think I've already said I'm doing a 6-hour running event. So there's every chance that I also won't record on Monday. So I really needed to get videos done for Monday and Tuesday next week, really, because I'm then in the office on Tuesday. So you guys maybe don't care about this, but it's what's in my head at the moment. So let's go back to where I was. And yeah, rather than say 170 grand Valtra, maybe we're using a 350 grand TerraTrack, and suddenly the repair bill doubles. Now, potentially you're doing things a lot quicker with something like that, because you might have a bigger plow. So it's, yeah, there was probably never going to be a completely correct answer to that, particularly within the realms of what was sensible to do. I think I said in the video, I spent probably the best part of, I want to say, at least 6 hours capturing the data for that. Maybe more. And, you know, we all enjoy playing Farm Sim, but doing the same contract twice and doing, you know, I'm doing contracts now. I enjoy doing contracts, but I enjoy doing them partly because they progress my game. And doing those contracts did not progress any game that I was playing because they were on test maps. So, you know, it's doing much more was beyond what I was happy to spend time on for producing a video like that. I only did the one type of baling contract. I didn't do planting versus seeding versus potatoes versus harvesting root crops and all those kind of things. And the other thing is I could have used, you know, rather than using keep going into the store, rather than using a Voucher T series that had 270 horsepower with a plow that needed 220 horsepower. You know, I could have used a modded tractor that cost half that price. But it could have been an old modded tractor so that it accumulated wear quicker, maybe. There are so many variables on something like that that I just had to go with what I went with. The video's done really well. It's what are we looking at? It's 7 hours after release, so you'll know what time it is. What are we up to? It's trying to load up the app analytics. Yeah, it's like got double the views of a normal video. That probably means it's one of my best performing videos at the moment. Yeah, in fact, it is my best performing video by a reasonable distance of the last 10, with the next one being the garage trailer. So yeah, which sounds kind of really weird, you know, a garage trailer. So that's a trailer you leave in the garage. Yes, I'm overthinking things. It's late for me, so yeah, the video's done really well. We're getting into rambling territory, and that's because I've been awake far too long. I did say earlier, I think I've been awake since about 3 a.m. It's now 10 p.m. It sometimes makes me wonder about videos like this. So I think I said on Discord this week or last week, I think it was this week. Well, it would have been last week for now. For you guys, it was this week for me. Time travel, it's complicated. And I'm not complaining, I am explaining. You know, the classic Mr. CDP. I have 5,100 subscribers now. And when I make a Farm Sim Let's Play video, if it does well, it'll get to 20 views. Probably. I'm just looking back now at my channel information. So let's look. The last PC game of does console was 150. The last video on here was 180. Farming the Decades was 150. So that gives you an idea of about where they are. So versus, you know, a video like the contracts one, which is probably going to end up for 500 views, I would guess. The garage trailer video, 500 views. You know, there are some of you guys don't like them. Timberborn videos getting 250, 300 views a lot of the time. And it makes me wonder sometimes. Now, it's not going to change things before you guys play, but it does make me wonder, you know, should I, rather than doing You know, 5 or 6 Let's Play videos a week. Should I just make like 3 tutorials and call it good? From a channel performance point of view, it'd probably be exactly the same. From my satisfaction point of view, it wouldn't be. And you know, those of you that watch the Let's Play videos, you would be less satisfied as well. And it's, yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to stop Let's Plays. Don't worry, don't panic. All you guys that enjoy watching Let's Play videos, they're not going away, because I enjoy playing the game. And whilst I enjoy doing videos like the contracting video, because I enjoy the end result, the gameplay can get a bit boring, like I said. So it's I think I've just done another whole strip at 6 miles an hour. It's like when, again, not complaining, just explaining, testing, from, you know, the one that stood out for me, which was a big thing that I tested, was Maze Plus. And a bunch of people were like, oh wow, that's so cool, you're getting to test Maze Plus. I wasn't playing the game, I was testing stuff. I had a big list of things. It's like, check these things all work. And you know, it's not like you're playing the game technically, but you're not playing, if that makes sense. It may not make sense to some of you guys, but yeah. So it's just this is all just stuff that goes through my head in a day, you know. It's in fact, this stuff was going through my head as I was running this evening. And you know, looking at how well that contracts video performed versus, that's what I said, Discord. I know that this video will get, if I'm lucky, a couple of 100 views. Probably by this point, there's maybe 10, 20 people watching. If you're still watching at this point, comment lemon. And yeah, it's part of doing this thing, you know. Again, I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining, and I'm probably saying that too much because I'm tired. But yeah, it's part of doing this. It's a process. It's an ultra marathon. It is not a sprint. If you're getting into particularly gaming YouTube stuff to get, oh, we've got another contract done. That's the next fertilizing contract, and oh, perfect. I'm going to actually park that up because that's pretty much out of fur. And let's say I do want to stop rambling, so we'll claim that contract. Just a decent amount of money off the FERT contracts. We've still got an hour to go on the ploughing, and I've still got a FERT contract, and I've got the one that I'm working on to finish. So we're going to keep going. Yeah, you know, doing YouTube, particularly gaming YouTube, unless you're doing something very unique that captures people's imaginations and you get a bit of a break, it's a grind. And don't have a problem with that. I've been here for years, you know. I'm not going to change what I do because I do what I enjoy. And it's a bit like the intro to the last video we did where we were on here, because between the video that you guys have seen already for this map and me recording this one, there's one in the middle that's on the Oaks that some of you probably didn't enjoy, some of you probably did enjoy. And you know, it's like the be more enthusiastic, bro, do this, bro. I'm not changing, you know. It's like if I wanted to have a YouTube channel that was more successful, I could maybe try and force myself to make roleplay videos. But I can't. And I'd hate it. And I just cannot make that content. It's, you know, massively popular content. I find anything that involves a story hard work. I mean, almost all of my series have goals, but they are goals. They are not, I've inherited the farm from great Uncle Frank, and it's all got a bit run down, and we've got to rebuild it and revive the area and all that stuff. If anyone's got a roleplay series with great Uncle Frank in it, I'm not taking the piss out of you. I just picked a name out of the air. Yeah. So this conversation's got really random. This video's also got really long. So I'm kind of tempted, because this is like an hour now, to wrap things up on this one, because otherwise this is going to be redonkulously long, which some of you will love. Some of you guys love the really long videos, and when I make them like this, it's slightly easier for them to be long, assuming I've got stuff to ramble about, and let's say I seem to have tonight. It's all gone a bit random, but hey, it's what I do. So yeah, and I think it depends on the job I'm doing as well, because cultivating this field is not taking a lot on my brain. I'm not using as much of my brain as I could, because I keep forgetting to speed up once I've turned. But yeah, it's the reason that I generally make the videos about 30 minutes is when I'm doing a voiceover like I normally do. 30 minutes is about the amount of time that I'm comfortable chatting for. So yeah, the first part of this video was about 30 minutes. This one's 20 odd minutes at this point. So I think when you're talking to yourself, which I am, that's kind of, for me, that's my limit. When Kartek and I are rambling away, it's much easier because you feed off each other. And if we had the time, we could probably make videos that are like 3 hours long, because we do gas bag quite a lot around actually pressing the record button. But I don't think anyone would watch 3 hour videos. So it's why for the first few weeks we were doing double videos, and we might get back to that. I don't know. It depends on how the coming Fridays work for both of us with schedules, or how our work schedules work out for getting things recorded. Yeah. New tractor, very good. Tired me, very rambly. Probably a bunch of you are wondering what the hell I've just been talking about. I kind of am as well. We'll leave it in because most people won't see it, and some of you have probably enjoyed it. I know that the diehards of you will watch all the way to the end, so you guys get to hear some of the random stuff that floats around in my head when I'm doing whatever this is that I'm doing. And yeah, I'm going to go to sleep now, so I'm going to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Really do appreciate you guys supporting the channel. I assume you guys watch all the way to the end. Maybe you don't. Some of you probably don't even watch the Let's Play. Some of you, I think, probably just enjoy the tutorials. That's cool. If you do, you won't have seen this. But anyway, I really do appreciate you guys. It really does help. I'm constantly looking at ways to, most of the stuff that I do doesn't affect the end product so much, but it's about a lot of what I'm doing behind the scenes is about being more efficient. So that means that ultimately in the end better things come out because I spend less time doing other stuff. So it's, if I can edit a video quicker, if I can render a video quicker, then that's all good. Yeah. If you've watched this long through me rambling, you should probably click the like button, because it kind of helps the mysteries of the algorithm and all that. If you haven't commented lemon, then why are you even here? But any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I think probably between videos, I'll finish this contract up, finish the ploughing up, finish the other FERC contract up, and probably we'll be back on October 2 and we'll tackle finishing up our harvests. I think it's been nice to not be harvesting. And probably we might need to get those baling contracts done. They might hang around until November, I'm not sure. So, yeah. My voice feels very tired. That's because I've spent an hour talking to you guys, spread through the evening. And I also have spent like 6 hours on Teams calls today, doing a fair bit of talking. So yeah, don't even know why I'm bothering to turn around. This is like what happens at the end of the Timberborn videos. So if you don't watch the Timberborn videos, there's a lot less rambling in those, but I tend to talk about what I'm doing in the game. And then I get to the end and I start to ramble about, well, next time we could do this, and I could just do this. And the next thing I know, I've been going for another 10 minutes. So I'm going to stop the tractor. I'm going to turn off the tractor. And I'm going to say, thanks for watching, guys. Really do appreciate you all supporting what... I don't know if this is midlife crisis number 3 or 4. But this YouTube stuff's kind of cool. So thank you, and I will see you next time.